guys, welcome back to another episode of It's for the Chicas. I'm Anaí.
And I'm Giselle, and this is episode 13.
Yay, episode 13. And for today's episode, we brought somebody that we talk about like on every episode.
Literally.
But this and much more is here with us today.
Hi, guys.
I never know how to introduce people.
Yeah, we never know how to introduce people.
Hey guys, I'm Evelin, and this is my husband.
Rollie Vogues.
And we're from This and Much More.
Yes, sir.
Yay, this and much more. So before we get started, well, as we're getting started, I just wanted to discuss my coworkers. They're from Santa.
From Santa?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
shit.
I was telling Evelyn, I was like, hey, my coworkers,
Evelyn,
they know
Giselle.
them.
You were telling Giselle.
Did I say Evelyn?
Yes.
Because my coworker's name is Evelyn.
Oh,
okay.
So I was telling Giselle.
what's her last name?
No, but she's not.
Oh,
but she
okay.
was in the conversation with us. So their last name is Soria.
Soria.
Is that the buzz people? Because you
From
went
Soria?
to high school. Remember the girl from high school?
Rosalba.
She was a year older, and her last name Soria. She was like really
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's him.
They know about the Alegres Milagros Foundation
for
and
real?
everything. Yeah,
That is so cool.
Because I was telling them, because I think you had mentioned something about your hat, like how somebody recognized it.
Yeah,
and you were
somebody.
like, and it's like a small town. Like I was like, and then they always go, like they go like almost every other weekend. And I was like, I think that's the same place. I was like, because the name sounds really familiar. And then I was telling them, and my other coworker was like, she was like, wait, send me their podcast. And so I sent it to her, and she was like, I feel like I know him, but like I don't really know. And then the other girl whose last name is Soria, she was like, oh yeah, she was like, they said something about your cousin Daniela or something.
Yeah, Daniela.
Yeah, and they were like, the Ashley was the other girl's name. She was like, oh, I know her. And then this other girl that's not from Santa, but she goes a lot because she's best friends with this girl named Brenda. I don't know if y'all know, but they were recently like in a motorcycle accident. No.
Oh, nah.
Well, yeah. Well, they were like, oh yeah, like, and then I was like, that's crazy, like that they're from the same like thing. And she was like, yeah, they have like Alegres Milagros, and I was like, yeah, like that's
so
it.
cool.
Yeah.
That's super cool, honestly. Because I feel like Alegres Milagros is barely getting known for Alegres Milagros.
Yeah.
Because before it used to be like the Morales,
Everybody was thinking like
okay.
it was like us. Really,
family.
is her, you know?
Yeah.
But then like obviously like
But nobody knows me there because
Yeah.
like I'm not from there. I'm not even from Mexico. You
Yeah.
know? I'm Salvadorian, and I'm showing up with
I didn't know what
toys,
last
like-
name. They were like, "What's their last name?" And I was like, "I don't know. They're Vogues on Instagram." I was like, "But I know." I was like, "I know that's not their last name."
No. It's funny though because it happens like that. Like the first 2 years, it was like, Los Reyes Magos, which was him and his two brothers and
Oh,
the
that's
dad.
cool.
You know,
That's cool.
But then the dad was like, "Oh no, it's not us. It's her, whatever." And then they
He
were
was
like,
like,
"Oh."
"It's
And
your
then
credit.
this year, more of the guys that were showing up there, they're like, he was presenting me to them, and
yeah.
they were
okay.
just like, like, "Oh, it's you," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's me."
Like the one that's in
it's
charge of
me.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
It's-
cool
yeah,
though.
it's
Like
me.
I love
I know,
that.
and then I just edited the video for the one we did like
Yeah.
this past
like
weekend.
the recap.
And we got presented with like the baseball team since we sponsored the baseball team.
Yeah.
And then they said,
It got so hurt.
they were like, vamos a presentar los
Patrocinadores.
patrocinadores. Rolando Morales and su esposa, he's gonna say esposa, right?
But he
And he
didn't.
said su esposa y la señora Evelin Luna, and I'm like, damn, hell no, bro, they tripping. Like they didn't give her my last name. Like
I'm
nah,
like,
she's
I'm
tripping.
like, dude, I'm still Luna. Like
Yeah.
it's Evelyn Luna Morales, you know. And
But I was like, who gave him that name?
But on Facebook, that's what I have it under, like Evelyn Luna, you know. And
Oh, okay.
I think his cousin, you know, the coach, she wrote my name like that.
I might have to talk to him, man.
It was Lilia.
Oh, Lilia,
Yeah.
even worse. Damn.
But
You can go.
okay.
I'm not sure.
I was gonna say, so just jumping into it, what made y'all want to start the podcast with This and Much More?
I know we've talked about it before, but since these are new viewers, we're
Yeah,
gonna just put it
so,
out there,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we were really at Hooters and we were drinking. That was like our Sunday fun day.
Oh,
Family
yeah,
time.
yeah.
We'll take me.
Kind of want to go today.
Yeah, I kind of, me too. And we were, we normally would take him to do something fun, and then we would go drink at Hooters and eat, you know.
Oh, okay.
So then we were drinking, and he had this page, because the This and Much More page was originally like an SVG page
Okay.
for crafters.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we transitioned the page into a podcast page because when we were drinking, we're like, oh, you know, I'm not one to be on camera. Like, I
Yeah.
hardly take pictures, you know. And he's like, he likes to put the camera and he'll be vlogging, and I'm just like, dude, do not record me. Like, I don't want to be a part of this, right?
Yeah.
But then I don't know how, like, you're the one who said podcast, right?
No, I don't know, because I mean, at the time I was watching a lot of podcasts. So then, like, I told her, like, I feel like it's this whole backstory, like, with Etsy, and then I got banned on
Oh
Etsy.
yeah, I
and
saw
all
those
that shit.
episodes. Yeah.
So it's like this whole backstory. So now we're stuck with this Instagram page, you know. And
Yeah.
then so I'm like, well, let me get rid of all the stuff that I have on there, and then rebrand it. And then that's when she's like, well, let's do a pod. I think you brought it up.
Yeah.
You're like, I would want to do a podcast. I'm like, man, let's do it. Like,
Tell me why the hell I would do a podcast. I don't know. I like talking, but just not being recorded.
Yeah.
Pero yeah. And then we decided on let's do it, you know. And then from there was like,
I was gonna say that same day that we decided to start a podcast, we created a whole list
Of like topics and stuff.
No, like
Of
of
people.
people.
Okay.
Like we put
okay.
like a list of like people that had a shit tons of following, people that didn't have a lot of following. Just
yeah, we kind of categorized them like that.
yeah.
Whereas, like,
I mean, it sounds messed up, but it was just because we knew who we could reach
it's not. It's
out
not.
to.
I don't think it's messed up. I think it's like strategic, where it's like,
Yeah.
the people that are easiest to get, like they'd be like down to go, you know, whatever, and then the people that were like, okay,
Like they're gonna get us followers.
yeah.
Yeah.
So at some point I was like, Lira, let's get like 3 in a row that's like kind of like
Down.
easy, but they're doing their shit.
Yeah.
And then the 4th one like be like somebody big.
Okay. Yeah.
That
The
was
ones that
like
are-
the goal.
But now it's easier to get people.
Yeah, I feel like now people do reach out to us and they're like, "Oh, can I be on your podcast?" And
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, "Dude, you're not even fucking following. Like, how are you
I was
reaching
gonna-
out?"
yeah.
I saw
you
when
know?
you said that.
I was gonna ask about that. Like, so y'all reach out, but now y'all are having people reach out to y'all. Like, when do you feel like that started? Like after whose episode?
I think it's always been like
Really?
I think no, I think it started like slowly, like people reaching out. Like obviously last year, maybe como in March, we would have those little randoms and be like, "Hey, I want to be on your podcast. Hey, I want to be on your podcast." But you could tell they just wanted to be on there for, I don't know, maybe
Clout.
thinking they were gonna get exposure because we never go out about that, right?
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
don't think it's like clout or anything. I just think like people don't know. Like they
Yeah.
just see it's a podcast. Like we get a bunch of like, hey, I have an artist. He's gonna be in Houston. Like,
Oh, like
how
kind of
c-
promoting.
how
okay,
can we get
okay.
on the? And I'm like, man, you don't even know shit about us, bro. Like we're not a music
Yeah.
podcast like that. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll get artists and stuff, you know, but it's not like one to like go and we're gonna get you like, nah, we're
Which,
not.
like
Yeah.
y'all aren't promoters.
Yeah,
No,
we're
we're
not.
not
nah.
promoters, but we're down to promote what they have going on, you know?
Yeah.
But not like that. Like, it's just more like they just wanted to use us as a stepping stone. But it wasn't even
Okay.
like.
So do y'all just like leave them on red or just say no politely?
He
They're in the
doesn't
request. I
care.
don't give a damn.
He doesn't
Like,
give
they're
it.
just-
I'm the one
she's
that has
like,
to be
what
like,
did I say? I'm like,
"How
man,
do I
don't
say it?"
respond.
Like, and he'll be like, fuck no. And I'm like, I'm not going to say it. Fuck no. Like, you know?
It's because like honestly, like from how many episodes we have? Like 60.
We just did 66.
Okay, but I mean, some of them are just us, you know. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
guest wise is like 50 something. Probably 90% of those are just people that we want on there, and then 10% have been like, hey, can I get on there? You know,
Yeah.
and like Filmfoot, like I didn't know him before, and then he reached out, and I'm like, man, I fuck with him,
But-
you know, like.
Well, we had just talked about him in a podcast on an episode, and we're like, "Oh, we want to get him on," and he had just texted you or reached out.
Yeah,
and
he
you're
had
like,
just reached out, and I was like, fuck it, let's get him.
Yeah.
and he was one of the best episodes.
Yeah, and now we're
man.
like real cool.
Yeah,
so-
but I
Yeah.
feel like I've followed people that y'all interviewed because I saw them on y'all's podcast. So like
Yeah.
I do feel like it does help small businesses like
Yeah, I mean, and
Yeah.
Like
honestly,
it does.
originally when we did come up with it, like at Hooters, right? When we
Yeah.
were talking, we're like, for me, it was more like, oh, I'm gonna build relationships and I'm gonna, put myself out there because I'm super, super friendly.
yeah.
But I'm not one to be like I don't know, I'm not too big on social media anyway. So it's
Yeah.
just like when we started it, I knew that he was gonna bring like his,
Like the social media part of it.
Like he knows a lot of people. So to me, it was like, oh, I'm always down to talk. So
Yeah.
let's do
Yeah.
it. So then that's when we started. Like, and he'll bring people, I'll bring a few, but it's mainly people that
Are
he
doing
knows.
Yeah.
And we always, the thing was that we never tell them, oh, come to the podcast and you're gonna get like followers or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah,
It's
no.
more like come to the podcast and literally we just tell them it's not an interview. It's more of a casual conversation, chilling, and then so the viewers can see you on a personal level, like, and
Yeah.
they can relate to you. You know,
Yeah, so I'll
it's
be like,
literally like that.
and if you guys have questions for us, like just ask us, like
Yeah.
literally conversate, because I hate like having somebody over and then you're talking to them or whatever, and then they or
Yeah, I was
they just answer you.
Yeah, I
and
was
I'm
gonna
just like,
ask y'all like, so whenever y'all are recording, I have it on here too.
Yeah.
Like what do y'all do when like the conversation just like it comes to a
Dies.
stop? Like
That's
it's
just-
like how do you like?
Does
'cause
it
it's
happen
little
a lot?
awkward.
Honestly, I
doesn't
kind
happen a
of
lot.
depend on you for that.
Yeah,
honestly.
he does.
And I feel like you depend on me, dude.
She does.
Right? She does.
Yeah, you do. 'Cause
Really?
You give her that look.
Yeah, like she looks at me
She'll
and I'm
be-
like,
yeah.
I'm
Well,
like,
it's because I know
okay,
you will put me on spot. Giselle?
Yeah,
Like,
she does do that too, though.
And
yes?
I think if it gets quiet, I'll be like, well, damn, like, or
No,
that's
I
cool.
think you know what it is. Like, okay, you know how you have the notes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have notes. So before we start the podcast, we'll tell them, do you want to know or do you just want to like go with the
Yeah.
flow? So that most of the time they want to know, you know. So we'll tell them, and then we're like, these are just points we want to hit, so we can know, you know. And
Yeah.
then if we don't hit him, it's cool. But most of the time we really do. And then I'm like, so we don't. And I tell them, so we don't have any awkward moments, and we just
Like
know,
the
somehow-
conversation
yeah,
keeps
and then we
going.
would
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
like, I don't know. If you ask me, oh, what, like, where did you grow up? And somehow from that question, I end up talking about food for the next 2 minutes.
I was going to
It's
say, like, the
different,
conversation
you know?
goes off, but then
Yeah.
y'all get back on.
Yeah,
and
and
then-
it's fine
yeah.
if it goes off.
but I don't
you
feel
know?
like y'all does that.
Really.
Yeah, like
feel
like
I
it-
don't
it
feel
happens
like
a
It happens a lot. Yeah.
maybe
Maybe
because
'cause
I'm
we
like
play it
so
off.
into it,
Yeah.
like I'm like really listening. And look, okay, so going to that, like, so do y'all prefer to listen to the podcast or do y'all prefer to watch it?
I listen on YouTube. Like,
Like you'll have it on in the background.
yeah, like I'll play it. Like I rarely listen to podcasts on Spotify. Like I don't know if it's because No Jumper is on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I'll play a No Jumper episode, but I'll just have it on my headphones.
Oh,
Like it depends where I'm at though. But I mean,
Yeah.
Me, I watch them on YouTube, like,
Yeah.
and then I just like for ours or
Yeah.
like y'all's.
No, like anybody's,
No,
like
oh,
anybody's
yeah.
podcast. YouTube.
yeah,
yeah,
but
it's always visual for me.
Yeah,
For me, it's
I'm a
visual.
podcast. Like I'm like I
a listener.
listen. Yeah.
And the only way I can listen is if like I'm in the truck driving.
Yeah, so I'll listen to like I listen to a lot of podcasts, right? But I'll listen to it while I'm driving, like either to work or going to pick up my daughter, or I listen to it at work. Like I'll put my headphones on and I'm like working and I'm like listening to the podcast. And sometimes like I have to stop whatever I'm listening to, like Chins and Giggles. I can't listen to that at work because they're so funny. Like
That's what I was going to say. It depends on the podcast because for me, I only
Yeah.
listen to Crime Junkies.
Oh,
Me
okay.
too.
But-
Me too.
Yeah.
My brother
I
listens to
watch,
that.
but
Yeah.
I rather watch y'all
used
or
to
like
listen-
watch Chins and
Yeah.
Giggles. But Crime Junkies, yeah, I'll
I used to
listen.
listen to them a lot, but when I would drive
Yeah.
yeah.
to work and from work, I would listen to
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I first,
listen to
when I first started listening to Crime Junkie, like I was so paranoid. Like it was horrible.
scary.
Like it was
It's
scary. It
scary.
took me a
Scary.
while to be like, okay, like I'm okay getting off at those stores now. Like
They did a
See,
Vanessa
yeah.
Guillen episode on that.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
so.
they
They did, right?
Yeah, they did.
And then I didn't know, but Anais taught me this yesterday. They have segments too under them.
Really?
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I
know
was.
that.
They
I
have
wanted to ask
segments
y'all
under
because I
them.
know y'all had mentioned. I mean, we don't have to, like I could take it off if y'all want, but
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
I wanted to ask y'all like how did y'all want to grow like this and much more? Like do you want it to become like its own like audio corporation, kind of like Audio Chuck from Crime Junkies? You know how they have like different episodes of different podcasts, but they're all under like Audio Chuck, and like at the end they'll be like so Chuck, what'd you think? And like the little dog howls, but they're like they basically purchase other podcasts like and they bring them into their like audio.
Oh,
Like
wow, I
Chuck,
didn't
kind of
know
like how music companies like or music recording people do it. Like is that what something that y'all see with this and much more like in the future, or like do y'all feel like it's just like just that?
I would do that, but not like they'd be original. Like, I mean, we want to do that. You know, we want to
Yeah.
have like.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about like Studio 1017, right? So, eventually, like our YouTube is gonna change to like Studio 1017. You know.
Okay.
It won't be
That's-
this and much more anymore.
Yeah. So that's what it's gonna
But
be
in
called.
the
Like
future,
that'll be like the
the head.
family, like
Yeah.
the Studio 1017. Under that, like on Mondays when we drop the episodes, that'll be the This and Much More podcast.
Okay.
And then we're gonna have another one on Tuesday, another one on Wednesday.
yeah,
So,
see
you
that's
know.
how they do it. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically like no
That's how No
Jumper.
Jumper, but she doesn't watch No Jumper. But
Yeah,
she,
so I'm
she
like,
told
I
me
don't blame
Crime
you, 'cause
Junkie
it's
does
like-
it.
Yeah.
I don't watch all of them. I
No,
watched
but
the one with
that's
Duno, and then there's the girl on Monday,
Oh,
I
the
don't know
Monday
their
show.
names.
I mean,
the Monday show. Yeah,
it's
she's
canceled.
funny. I know it's canceled. I know there was so much drama on that. I was like,
yeah.
Is that the one where?
but that stuff doesn't
Genius.
That's
even
where
come
the
up on,
guy like told them like they're whack and he didn't want to do the show with them, and the girl like got popped off on him, and I was like,
It's just
Is
crazy.
that the
That's
girl that-
rude.
It's Gina Views, yeah, the skinny one. Yeah.
yeah,
Pero yeah, so it's like I would want to start our own, you know. Pero
Yeah.
I wouldn't like go and like tell Rob or y'all like, hey, y'all want to come under. Like I
Yeah.
would want to like
Yeah.
start it like
Like
you know?
yeah.
Or
because
like
to have like y'all's different episodes.
Yeah, because it's not like, imagine if we were to be like, hey, it's for the chicas, come join Studio 1017.
Yeah.
Like really, how would that make you feel? Like, okay, like, or we can't do it by ourselves, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the reason why we wouldn't.
Like you would
want to
like you want to do it,
Yeah.
but you want to do it like with your original like podcasts.
Yeah, like
that y'all
start from
create.
scratch.
like
you
let's
know?
say like
Yeah.
let's say like we get y'all under like Studio 1017 somehow,
Yeah.
right? Pero I would want y'all to keep this one, and then we start like a new one.
separate
Like
segment.
imagine if it was like
Oh,
y'all
a
two,
segment.
and then Evelyn, and then another girl. Like
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
That'd be like-
gotcha.
that'd be
That's
cute.
smart.
Yeah.
That's how we would want to do it. Like
Okay.
we wouldn't want to take how do you say?
Originality.
From It's for the Chicas or from Robbie Rob, like
Yeah.
you know, because it's very different.
and just like
Yeah.
place y'all somewhere else. Like
Yeah.
nah, you know, like
That's
it'd be
smart.
like
That's
grow on
cool.
y'all's own, and then come grow with us on a separate
That's
one.
smart.
Or
On a
something.
separate one.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's cool.
we have that in the works right now, which is so crazy because like I had been wanting to do like a segment with like another girl, right?
Yeah.
And then this has been in like the talks.
I know,
for, like,
I've heard
you
a
talk
about it,
while,
yeah.
you know, like a long time. And I kid you not that I already had like a co-host,
Yeah.
right? And we were supposed to start recording on Monday, and then some shit happened on Sunday, and I was like, what the fuck is going on, right? I was
Yeah.
just like so blown. Like I was like, okay, I guess it's not meant to be, you know, like
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
didn't get to record like nothing, right? So I was like, whatever. Like it was in God's plan for me, then it's nothing, right?
Yeah.
And then this year, I was talking to like the co-host that now I have in mind, right?
Yeah.
And then I told her,
Can y'all hear when I'm like moving around and stuff?
Not really.
Not really, but just when you touch it, like when you touch the cable.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
But when you move, no. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then
I'll just stay still like this.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
No,
like,
like you
y'all,
can move
yeah,
it. just
I'm not like
that.
y'all got me working out with this mic.
I know.
Heavy,
It's heavy, right?
Yeah.
I was
Heavy.
gonna
is.
say,
It
yeah,
is heavy.
it's heavy.
Oh shit. It
Yeah,
is.
that's what we're like. Rollie can hold it.
Yo, my arms are like.
Hey, you
Switch
haven't worked
arms.
out, so
Switch
you're
them on.
good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like, nah, that's cool.
That's funny. No, but yeah, but basically like the second segment for This and Much More it was like a plan for this year, but
Yeah.
I wasn't rushing it, you know, because our
Yeah.
like being consistent is key, man. So if you're not
Yeah.
consistent, like so props to
Yeah.
y'all because y'all have been really consistent. So it's
You think so? I feel like
you know, I
those-
know you've only missed like what 2 for Thanksgiving
Yeah.
and
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
But that's understandable, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just felt like nobody was gonna watch.
Yeah, like everybody's gonna be out with their families.
Yeah.
Like
Like we
to
would have
me-
got the views, but not that many.
Yeah.
I feel like I mean
But
I
don't-
wasn't
you
watching
know, But I
podcasts.
feel like it doesn't even matter because at the end of the day, people are just gonna be like, "Oh shit, where did they start?" And you know, they'll
Yeah.
just. But
Yeah.
I mean, I still think for it being 2 is still really consistent. You know,
Yeah.
Like, it's really good that you drop like on a weekly basis.
I know.
Yeah,
It's hard,
some people
though.
notice, like
Yeah.
Rob, man. Like when we miss, boys
Oh,
texting me, Rollie, what the hell, bro? Da-da-da-da. And I'm just
I
like,
am because
"Damn."
I do listen to y'all's podcast, and so I'm like, I didn't drop, or like, and then I'll see that y'all posted like, oh, it's gonna drop
Yeah.
later today, or like we were having trouble
Yeah.
uploading
My
and
brother
stuff
does
like
too
that.
text
But
me,
like,
David.
Mhm.
He used
Really?
to text me because he used to listen to it right at noon whenever on Spotify.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
And he'd be like, Eve, what the heck is not on? And sometimes I would know it wouldn't go through because he would
Yeah.
text me and I'd be like, hey, like,
What
Spotify,
happened?
You know.
Mhm. And I'll be like, oh shit, like it didn't go
Yeah.
or whatever. But we changed the time to 6 though.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I do feel like it's also good to like keep your viewers like that, like you know that it's not gonna post
their
and y'all
toes.
go on.
Their toes.
No, like updated. Like y'all
Oh,
let
yeah.
them
Oh,
know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, like we're gonna move the time or stuff
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. Because some people they just change it and it's
Yeah,
like,
I forgot where I forgot where I heard it, but it was like you're supposed to like keep it like como like a TV show.
Yeah.
It's like just come back every week, like the consistency, you know.
yeah,
Porque I would change it up where it's like sometimes it's like 12 or sometimes I'm late or it'll be
Yeah.
at 2 or even at 9 at la noche, you know. But as long as it's like try to keep it as consistent as you can, and then people
Yeah.
just they expect
Yeah.
it, you know.
Yeah, and honestly, like the reason I was giving y'all props because I know that if y'all wouldn't have been consistent, he would have been like probably like not taking it serious.
oh, like the
You know what I mean?
Like our podcast.
Yeah, like I feel like the
Oh,
y'all
he'd have
being
been like, I'm not watching them.
No, it's like
No, it's more
we
like-
wouldn't have been invited to this and much
No,
more.
no. It's because you know
no,
consistency.
yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah, consistency like is like the first thing that
you
people would take
peaked.
notice of. You
Yeah.
know, like
yeah. And yeah, I didn't mean that like in
No,
a
no,
bad way.
no, but no,
She's making me look bad over here. Damn.
no, but honestly, like I feel like the consistency does come from stuff that we've learned from listening to y'all.
Yeah.
Like, because I do feel like y'all
y'all.
talk about like it's all about staying consistent and like the motivation and stuff, and like sometimes we
Yeah.
don't want to, like we're like, I don't
don't.
want to record, dude.
And you know what too? Like, you know how you said during the week that you wanted to
Record,
switch it?
yeah.
You can do like if your schedule allows, right, to do 2 episodes.
I know.
And then
I
you'll be ahead and
Yeah.
then just stay ahead of it.
that's what
like,
we're trying to get to right now, like to have like an extra episode like just in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
back, because I'm like, because sometimes like that, like we don't want to record like, okay,
Stuff
like we have
happens.
an episode to
I feel
drop
like a lot-
anyways.
And then like y'all are married, so yeah, so if stuff happens, it's happening to both y'all. And then if something happens to me, but she's free, it's like fuck. But,
Yeah.
and then something happens to her, and I'm
the
free.
schedules
it's
are
like,
hard.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
always tell her. I'm
Yeah.
like,
So hard.
it's the one main reason that works with us is that because
We're married.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we live together, you know. So it's like, porque my cousin had a podcast también, like comedians.
Yeah.
And it was 3, I think it was 3 or 4 of them. And imagine like 4 of them to schedule like a day. Like uno
That's
llegaba
hard.
tarde
Hard.
and another one
Yeah.
was working, and
Yeah.
it just didn't work out, so they just stopped, you know.
Yeah.
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 Well, let's go
but-
on a quick.
Yeah, I
break
was
real
gonna
quick.
say. All right, guys, but we're back. So going back to the topic, because y'all were talking about working with each other. So I did have the question on there. What's it been like working together, like with your spouse? Like, do y'all fight, argue, or like who's the more laid back one?
We never argue.
We
I'm just
fight.
kidding. First of all, we actually argued before coming over here because I was like, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Pissed me off, I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, he got mad. And then Milo was in the back saying like,
Oh, like when you're
what was he saying?
No, he was like, stop, wait, mommy first. And then and she's like, he'll tell me, papi, stop, mommy's gonna talk. And then, okay, mommy, go. And then she tells me, she's like, yeah, it's my turn to talk. And I'm like, man, I don't give a damn. Like, yeah, we're going at it. I'm not gonna lie.
But you know why? Because I lost what is it? I lost track of time.
oh yeah,
And then I was like, by the time next thing I know, I'm like, oh fuck, is that 2? We're running late,
Yeah.
you know?
yeah,
And then he still had to stop by the store to get him like a
His
monster.
drink, yeah.
And I was just like, you're not gonna be able to stop. And he's like, no, I'm gonna get it. Like, you know, I'm not gonna show up with no energy drink. And then I'm just like, okay. So we were like arguing because he's like, stop stressing out. I'm like, I'm not stressing out. It's just
She
I
just
don't
kept
want to.
saying,
I
like,
was-
man, we're late. And
Yeah.
I'm like, it's cool. Like, just let them know, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
And
Yeah.
then he said, what do you want me to do? Rewind time. And I'm like, you say shit like that and that pisses me off. Like, you know, like it's
I was gonna say,
unnecessary.
That's what we were talking about while we're waiting for y'all.
no, I was like fighting with your spouse, yeah.
No, yeah.
But I feel like it's always when you're rushing out of the house, like
Yeah.
that's when the fights
Yeah.
happen, and like all those memes. It's like sitting at the party with my husband.
Yeah.
Even though, like,
He said-
we almost just got
He's
in.
like, you're gonna pull up mad, and I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm not mad. I'm
Yeah.
not stressed. I'm just telling you, like, I hate that we're late. And then he was just like, well, you
I
can't
guess
do this
because
thing.
like for us, like whenever we get guests, sometimes they'll run late, you know, or
Yeah.
we run late, you know. But it's like,
I mean, it happens.
yeah, and I just feel like it's not like I don't know. I just have this like
not a big deal.
This personality where I'm just like nothing's a big deal like that. Like nobody's
Yeah.
stressing over
I'm
shit.
like you.
fucking stressing out over
Yeah.
here. Like,
You're
Like-
like,
I
cool.
don't.
I mean, I'm like Evelyn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like him.
No, yeah.
I'm like, it's not a big deal,
No,
bro.
I
It's
mean,
okay.
I feel like when it's like the guest, like it's like not a big deal. But like when it's
Yeah.
just out, like I was like, where you at, dude? Like it's one, you're still bringing the table, like
Yeah,
No,
and I'm
yeah.
just like, it's okay.
But
It's fine.
I mean, we're married before anything. Like before we started the podcast, I mean, we're married.
Yeah.
So and I mean, it's just a thing of communication, really. Like.
yeah,
I hate sometimes that we normally record Fridays, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes he'll be getting home like at 5, you know, and we have our guests coming at 7.
yeah.
So I'm like trying to get Mila ready, trying to get myself ready, and then I'm just like waiting on him because I don't like dropping him off by myself at
Yeah.
at his parents' house. But sometimes they're like, "Oh, just take them, and I'll stay setting up." So now what I do is I'll set up so he can go with me to drop him off.
Oh,
Yeah, because then when was it for? I think for Y Dots, like we went and then I got off and then I'm like, what the hell? Like you want me to come to drop them off together and then you don't even get off, like. So I'm just like, what was the point? I could have stayed back, you know.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay,
then I
yeah.
stay talking like with his parents.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But it's not even like that. But I guess I know like right now,
Mm-hmm.
I just got off and I'm like, he just went, said hi to my mom and my dad, and then like, all right, well, we're late, you know, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
And
then,
sometimes it's harder for me to just leave him too because
Antes he would be like, I want to go, or he doesn't want to stay or
Yeah,
whatever. But
that's how
now
my
he
daughter
just
is.
shows up, you know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I get where you're coming from though, because when I drop off Robbie, when Rob can't watch Robbie or like he has something going on too, I take him to Tony, like Rob's cousin, and I feel bad just dropping him off. So I talk to Tony for a little bit. And I'll talk to him for like 10, 15 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta go now.
No, and you know the thing is too, like Milo, like if when we told him that we were gonna take him today, like I mean on Friday, he was like he didn't want to go. He was like, I want to stay with you. So I think it's harder for me to drop him off than him dropping him off.
Because he's going to cry like with you. Or like make you
I feel like he's more attached to me.
Yeah, he don't give a damn about me. Like,
yeah, he don't. No, he does, babe. He does. He loves you, but I mean, he loves me more.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day, right?
Yeah.
But like how he loves you more? Or like
it's reality. Like the kids are gonna go with the mom.
We actually were talking about it with I think one of the episodes was playing.
Yeah.
And to me it's like we're talking about mom stuff. Like I told him like I don't want to sound like a bitch, right? But I sometimes I do come off like that, but not intentionally. And I feel like as a mom, me personally, I don't like it when moms play the victim role, like, oh, like it's so hard on me, you know. It is hard, but that just comes with the role of being a mom.
With everything,
you know. I mean, I'm blessed, y'all are blessed with a husband that helps,
but
regardless, we being blessed with a husband that helps and a great dad, you know, it's still fucking hard. So it's just like, I mean, others might have it a little bit harder because I've seen it myself with single moms and friends, and I know family, and I'm just like, damn, it is hard. But I mean, you're a mom. You can't do nothing about it.
Yeah,
like,
we were talking about that at work. We were like, moms can't get sick because, like, God forbid, like, you're sick. Like, you still have to get up and take care of your child and feed your kid. And it's hard, but it's like
when the dad gets sick, they're like,
oh God, they're down. They're down.
Sleeping all day because they're so sick. Like,
oh, my throat hurts. I can't do nothing.
You didn't see me holding my back because it was hurting while I was getting water. I'm just like, no, bro, I didn't see you. Like,
yo, damn, she's putting me on the spot. That shit was this week. Like, damn.
Literally, I'm thinking like how I said yesterday. Last time on Taylor's, where Eddie, her husband, was saying like, "Damn, y'all just always talk for the women, not for the men." And now we're over here.
Hey, am I the first guy on here?
Yeah, you're the first guy on here.
I told you.
So
you are.
I wasn't sure if y'all were gonna have like Rob or your husband, because I know you said
we are. We're gonna do a Valentine's edition with them.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. Rob said he was here last night. He was like, I want to sit next to Henry. Like, I don't want to sit next to Giselle.
He's like, guys against girls. I'm like, no, it's not about that.
It's about couples.
No, but we do. I mean, but like I said, communication is key, really. Like, for us, you know.
But do you feel like when it comes down to the podcast, do y'all argue about things about the podcast or no?
Honestly, I don't think we do, because, I mean, he does all the editing, you know.
Yeah.
She just shows up pretty much, straight up.
Yeah.
She's the star of the show.
I'm giving her more like little tasks now, you know. Like,
do you feel like it's hard for you to like let her do like tasks? Because that's my problem.
That's
like,
just me. Yeah, that's just me in general.
With the editing.
Yeah.
Editing.
Yeah. Like, she'll be like, just give it to me and I'll edit it. I'm like, no, like, it's okay. Like, I got it.
Yeah. No, I do see how you are more a perfectionist, because I feel like it's about the same, because he's not like he won't let me edit, you know, because he's like, I got it. It's so easy. And I'm just like, dude, you have to teach me, because, you know, how I was saying, like, we're going to start another segment, you know, but we haven't announced anything because we want to record for at least a month and then
have that like available.
Be like, all right, if the co-host is good with it, then we're going to roll with it, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's not like something that we're like, all right, let's give it a try first. If she's cool with it, then it's going to go.
Yeah.
And if not, then it won't happen.
Yeah. Like,
but I told him, like, you need to teach me how to do the videos, you know, because that's going to be extra work on him. But he's like,
I disagree, because it's like, if the editing, like, I'm like this media guy, you know, like, I'm the media guy. So it's like, this is all I've known, like, since middle school. So it's like, just let me do that. That's why I tell her, like, because before I would edit the video and then I get like 5 clips to post throughout the week, you know. So I'm like, I have to edit the video and then I go back and I'm like searching like the best clips or whatever. So I'm like, now let me edit the video, just keep it regular, and then when it drops on Monday, watch the episode. I tell her, watch the episode and then give me the timestamps. And then I just go and make the clips. That way I don't have to look for the clips, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
see, I do the clips as I'm editing. Like
Nah.
if I'm
So like,
watching
who
it,
posts the videos on Instagram and all that?
Me.
Like you do everything.
I do everything.
Yeah,
But
he
now,
does. But because I used to do it,
Uh-huh.
but I used to send him like the description or whatever for the Instagram post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The caption.
and he would change it.
And no, he would be like, "Oh, it looks good," but then he just started taking over. So I just didn't bother to.
yeah,
be like,
because
oh,
I have all the
okay.
clips on my phone, and then
Yeah.
I do the hashtags. It's porque sometimes like I would let her like, okay, I'll be like, remember to do the post, and she'll do the post, and then I'm like, you added hashtags, and she's like, no, and I'm like, you have to add the hashtags, like, you know. So it's like now I'm just like, and now it's like for reels, like not for reels like that, but like
For the
for the
Instagram,
reels, right?
Yeah.
You have to like use a sound, you know, like a trending sound. And, you know, so
Muted.
I'm like searching the trending sounds. I'm like muting that, keeping the audio for the video, and
Oh,
just
you see?
searching ways, you know.
That's smart.
It's
I
just-
know
would've
that, I
never
knew
thought
that
about
about
doing
TikTok. I knew that about
Yeah.
TikTok, but I didn't. So I'm pretty good at keeping up with Instagram, but she did have to remind me like TikTok, dude, TikTok, and I was like, fuck. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, every time I just post on Instagram, I post on TikTok at the same time.
Yeah,
So
it's
like,
the same video.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So like
it's
all
just
as
that.
I'm editing like the video, like to upload, like I'll be watching it, and then like if I think something's funnier, I'm like, oh, that was good. Like agreeing with myself, I'm
Yeah.
like, I save it as a clip and like I send it to Giselle, and she'll edit it to do like on the reel. So she does do that part. But as far as like editing the video itself
Yeah.
and like creating the clips that I feel like are gonna be like promo, like I'm like, oh, that's a good one. Like I don't.
yeah, like
But I
didn't-
mean, she
I
has a
can-
computer and everything. I don't
Yeah.
have any.
Yeah.
like
So
I don't
it just
watch
makes
the
sense for her.
episode as I'm editing. Like I have a way of editing where it's like I don't have to watch the whole thing. I just like it's kind
Like
of
when you
weird.
the
blend it
gaps
in.
are
Yeah.
connecting the sound
Yeah.
and the
See,
audio.
And then-
yeah, but
The
there's
video and the-
because I feel like I have to watch it because we'll go off topic and then we start talking about something else and I'm like, oh, that doesn't need to be part of like the
Yeah.
Okay.
of the video. So that's like why I watch
Oh,
it. But
okay, yeah.
if I know that there's nothing we're gonna edit out, then yeah, it's like I just have to go and like put them together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think like, but to me it's fine though. Like he can keep the editing and the
Yeah.
making the videos.
Yeah, because eventually I'm gonna get somebody to do it.
Yeah, so that'll be that. And then to me, it's
Yeah.
just like, and we just recently came up with a plan that I'm gonna be posting. Right, he's gonna airdrop me the videos whenever they're done,
Second chance.
and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. So speaking of TikTok, I did want to talk about like how was it when y'all's first TikTok video went viral? Like how did that feel?
It was
It
cool.
was
I kind of knew
cool,
it was
yeah.
gonna go viral.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is
it
that the
was
one
like
with the-
butthole.
Oh, the
Oh
butthole
my
one?
God, that
okay.
one was so
that,
funny.
that
Yeah.
one's the one that went viral. Like,
Oh, okay.
The first time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? Because you know how you send me the
Yeah.
somebody talking shit? Girl, they've talked so much shit about me. I feel like TikTok people don't like me, but they never say shit about him.
That's
They
what comes
always-
It's
with like
because you're a
being
girl.
viral.
Maybe, yeah. But
Yeah.
I don't really,
Shit,
like, I don't care.
I don't
She,
know.
when she sent me
I
like
feel
our
like
first
they're
hater,
robots.
when she sent me like our
On
first
TikTok.
bad comment on TikTok, I was like, we made it. Like we made it, dude. Like they're talking
Hey, it
about.
wasn't even, I told her it's not that bad. Like,
It's not.
No, it
but I feel
wasn't.
like
What
it's
did
fake. Like I went to the profile and they had like no videos.
Oh, no,
It's
but
not that
that's
it's
normal.
fake.
People don't, like, it's
It's
just,
just
Like they just have no life?
Yeah, they don't have
Yeah.
no life.
or they're just viewers. You know?
Yeah, like, they don't post nothing.
Well,
nothing.
because I went to the profile and on their description said which comment did you hate the most or something. So like they go and do that.
Yeah,
they
so
go to
that's-
different.
yeah,
They
they're
just go do
trolls.
that.
Yeah, they're
they go
trolls.
put funnies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've called me like illiterate, like that I don't know how to read, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a bunch of shit. I'm
But
just
to me,
like-
it's funny. Like I'm
Yeah.
like,
No,
you took
yeah,
the
me
time
too.
out of the day.
Yeah,
like,
I'm just
I
like,
fucking talk
okay.
shit. It's like porque we're getting a bunch of comments and stuff because of that
Yeah.
one video, and then they were just. I don't know. I was like, it was the first video that went viral, so I'm just like looking at all the comments.
Yeah.
And
He was
they're
replying
cool,
back.
they're funny, and I started talking shit. Like I was just like, but I feel like porque people when you're scrolling on TikTok,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
a video that has like 3 million views or whatever, right? To you, it's a viral video, you know. It's like, and then you can comment anything, and you're like, oh, it's gonna get lost at sea,
it
like.
does not get lost.
Yeah.
You know, no, but it's like the person on the other side, they're not a famous person. It's just a video that happened to go viral for them.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're probably looking at everything también, you know? So it's
Yeah.
like, so when people are seeing that our clip went viral for the podcast, they're probably like commenting, not thinking like,
They're
oh,
gonna
they're
see
a
it.
podcast. They're not going to see this shit. But I'm like through the podcast,
You're literally.
I'm just like talking shit.
Yeah,
But that's
and,
like one of the best things on TikToks. I won't lie. I do goes to the comments because
Oh,
they're
because
fucking hilarious.
they're funny.
Yeah, they make the video funnier.
funny.
The
Yes.
the only comment I remember from that, I think it was that video or the one after that they commented, and I was like, that pissed me off. Like, it pissed me off. And they were like, oh, so anybody can have a podcast now?
Oh, yeah.
I
Like,
saw that.
yeah,
Show
actually,
bitch.
anybody can, but is
Yeah.
anybody going to put in the work? Like,
Yeah.
are
He
you going to
does-
bring in the good topics?
Yeah, he does go and talk. To me, I'm just like, I don't
Yeah.
care. Like,
No,
just
I
think
mean,
they're
like, I
funny.
feel like if it would happen to us, like, I probably would just not reply. But, like, it
No,
pissed
he
me off.
replies.
Like, I'm like,
Like,
no.
he'll reply and be
because
like,
you know, like, yeah, you start getting a bunch of them. You know, like I was getting enough. We were getting enough to where I could reply. You know,
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
but then I was like a shitload of them, so I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't even reply sometimes to like the positive ones and then like the negative ones.
Yeah.
It's just too much, you know.
yeah,
So.
but we did get some followers because he was replying back.
Oh yeah,
Talking
some
shit.
dude was like,
Oh.
he's like, I don't know which one of y'all is replying back to these comments, but I'm following because of that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was
but
talking hella shit.
he was talking shit back, like, oh, F you and da-da-da, and I'm just like,
Shut your
I
bitch
had
ass
seen,
up.
like, I
Yeah.
think because y'all posted it on Instagram, and y'all were like, and if you talk shit to us, we talk shit back.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's him. I'm nice. And that's not me.
Yeah.
But what do you hope people take away from the podcast? Like, what do you hope that they gain from it? Like, from
Support each
listening?
other, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I feel like we're big on that. Like,
Yeah.
we might not buy from everybody because we've talked about it before, but I mean, we'll support you regardless.
Yeah,
you
like
know,
even just sharing.
posting, sharing, you liking your thing, saving it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
just
think
just
that's,
supporting like, motivation for them to watch, get motivation, get some laughs and shit. Like, just because I don't take the podcast like super serious, where it's like, okay, like this needs to be like the best podcast, or it's just like, yeah, professional, whatever, you
Yeah.
know, like. But I just want them to be. I feel like what I like the most is that people leave, like our actual guests, like they leave like oh shit, like they're cool, you know, like they're genuine people or whatever. And then the watchers or viewers or whatever también to pretty much think the same,
Yeah.
you know, like that we're not like these Hollywood, or I don't know how to explain it, but
Yeah, I mean, we do have like a good amount of subscribers already, you know, but I
Yeah.
feel like even at that, like, when we got the first 100, you
Yeah.
know, I don't feel like we let it get to our head, like,
Oh no.
you know,
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
I think it's just more, the podcast really is more to show people what everybody has going on, motivate somebody to,
yeah.
you know, encourage them, start your own business. And if that's not what you want, then here, get some motivation for this, you know, to
Yeah.
work
Yeah.
out, or, hey, like, just support this girl, like, or this guy,
Yeah.
like, he's doing something, you know.
and in a way it kind of evolved porque antes it was like it all started because we were like, oh, let's do like business and creatives, right?
Yeah.
Let's get them on, and then to get their story about their business and all this stuff or whatever. But then we started, and then at the end we would play a game. ¿Te acuerdas? We'd do like a
I
little
remember.
game, mini game or whatever, just to like end it funny or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then we kind of scrapped that, you
It
know.
stopped with Chingo Bling.
Oh yeah, because I didn't do no game with him. I was
We
like,
didn't. He was the first guest that we didn't play a game with.
Yes.
Because he
Yeah.
was on his time.
yeah.
Oh,
And then
okay,
after
yeah.
that, I was just like, well, let's just keep it like regular, you know.
Regular.
And then from there, it was a little more serious. And now I just want to know more about like their personal. So we always start off with like, where'd you grow up, or where you from, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll talk about their childhood.
Yeah,
or
and I
whatever.
feel like
That's
that's
cool.
good because like it makes it more relatable to people. Like
Oh, yeah.
talking about how you grew up, or like how'd you get into what you're doing, or
Yeah.
like all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't think
like,
we found a way to start yet. As
Yeah,
y'all could tell, we
like-
were like,
Yeah.
No, I think I really do think the notes are like they have
Yeah.
to be done, like, or either like when you
Yeah.
think about a guest, like, okay, what's the reason why you want to bring that guest, right?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to know? Really, we bring
Yeah.
guests that we want to be like, oh, well,
Yeah.
like with Y Dot, right? Like we had
Yeah.
her recently, right? And all the questions I wrote down because that was the guest that I wanted to get to know on a personal level. So
Yeah.
I put the questions like, well, why did you stop doing makeup, or like, why did you start doing this?
Like the
And,
brows
you
and
know,
stuff,
like
yeah.
a bunch of stuff. Like, and it's what I wanted to know.
What you yeah.
But I know
Yeah.
that what I want to know is probably what other people that see her want to
Yeah.
Want to know?
You know?
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. Like with y'all's, like that would be like my advice. Like whoever you want to invite, you know.
Yeah.
ask
But I
them
feel
what
like
you-
y'all are like the first guest. Well, they're the first guest I like actually have like a
like
notes. Yeah. 'Cause I
yeah, it was
like, I
really
don't
hard
wanna-
for me today. I was like, I don't know what to talk to them about because I feel like I know. Well, because I watched show with Rob twice, and then when Rob came on y'all's show, and then I was like, I don't know what to talk about.
No, yeah.
But I told her, I was like, but they're like coming like to our like
Yeah, like we're
podcast,
introducing them to
so
our
like
audience.
they still have to
Yeah.
let them know like who they are and like how they
But
started.
I feel like
and
Yeah.
stuff
next
like
time,
that.
like we want to bring y'all on separate, and I feel like separately, like I know
And,
stuff
like,
that I
like
want to
on
bring
a-
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
personal,
Yeah.
more personal, like
Yeah, because I do
Yeah.
feel like we do have some guests, maybe for him because he knows a lot of the guests, right?
Yeah.
And for me, it's like
us.
like you know,
I know. I
don't
bring
know.
on a lot of them.
Yeah. So then he'll ask what he wants to know, and then I'm just like, well, oh, what about your mom? So
Yeah.
fucking random, you know?
Yeah,
And-
that's where she comes in, like with stuff like that, and it's pretty cool, you know.
Yeah, because then the guest doesn't feel like it's all about their work, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, we're really getting
Like
to know you
my
on a personal
mom.
level. Like,
Yeah.
you know, with like alumni, like he was from Honduras and he just said one thing in Spanish, and I'm like, I know he ain't from Mexico. Like, I know he's not. So then that conversation went somewhere else.
Yeah,
you know?
like completely different.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean,
then- No, I was gonna say también porque we just recorded a podcast yesterday con este Anto, you know.
oh yeah.
And he kind of like told us like, which I always take something también from the guest, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's-
And from
that's-
him, I was taking
I
up because
like
me and him are like media guys, you know. And I just was taking a bunch of shit in, and he was like, he said that you always have to. ¿Quién dijo? He said that somebody told him to always be prepared, or preparation. Something I forgot what it said.
Kiari?
I think Kiari le dijo. But anyway, preparation. Just pretty much be prepared. Like if you're gonna reach out to somebody, so it's like, también like if let's say like Alexia, right? Like
Yeah.
like have like already kind of like notes I see, or just know
Yeah.
why you want to bring her
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
and
Even
just
Yeah, because even if y'all already know her, y'all worked out with her, y'all know really how it works. You
Yeah.
know? But other people don't know.
Don't
So you
know.
kind of have to bring them with the mentality of like, I'm going to get to know you like
Brand
you know,
new.
brand new. Like,
Yeah.
or even like, I see like with us, because I mean,
Yeah.
we've hung out, you know, and you're like, oh, I already know
and
them.
it's kind of like, okay, like because I've had the conversation with Rob where Rob hangs out with like Dome Man and shit, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like Dome Man's the one that knows the people, and Rob's told me like, well, sometimes those people don't really know who I am, but
Yeah.
I'm like in the background, you know. And they know David Tipping, you know, from Tipping Point,
Yeah, I
the
know.
store
Yeah.
in downtown. Okay, so I met David Tipping. Like I could easily like meet people through other people. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if Rob knows him like that, but I could be like, hey Rob, can you like, you know, link me up with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pero so I saw him at a pop up one time, and then I'm like, I told Evelyn, I was like, oh look, that's David Tipping. You know, I wanna build some shit with him. You know, so
Yeah.
I went up to him, introduced myself, and exchanged numbers. Pero de allí like nothing
Like
happened,
nothing happened.
No.
bro. And I'm
Is
like,
that the one you said?
yeah, I want to reach
Is
out
he
to
the
him.
one that does he have a coffee shop?
Yeah, he has a
Yeah,
coffee shop.
yeah. He's just been like, yeah, we're gonna do it, and then it's
Pero yeah, so it's like con él, I wasn't prepared. I didn't have nothing set up, nada. Like, I was like, what can I do for him, or what can
Yeah.
we do together, you know? But now that we have this podcast, if I reach out to him, like that,
Yeah.
like this platform's there for you, like,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, yeah.
So kind of like networking, right?
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
like,
love
you know,
networking.
because you know how you said like, oh, white dot, like you feel like she's you know,
famous. Yeah. Like,
so to
you
me,
know?
it was like I told Roland that there's times that, you know, not that you're more than somebody, but you know that they have more influence than you. right?
Yeah, for
So
sure.
for me, like, I don't feel like I have like much influence, but maybe through this and much more. Like I know people watch me there,
Yeah.
right? But not on my personal. And for me, White Dot, like I had been following her for like a long time, right?
Yeah.
And then I saw when she followed us, and then I was like, all right, like let's just schedule her to see if she's down, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like when we did reach out, I was prepared to like, all right, well, we have,
You already
you
have.
know, some following, you know, and we have some subscribers.
Yeah.
You know? So then whenever I like met her, I was just like, oh yeah, like, but it wasn't like when I met her, I was like, oh shit, like we're like literally the same, right? Like, because her husband went with her.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then we were just like, she was so relatable to me, like, yeah, like behind the
Yeah.
phone, you know, on Instagram.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, like this is dope. Like,
Low key,
Like,
we're like
she's
a
cool,
copy
like-
and paste, like
with her and her husband.
straight
Yeah.
up. Like we were just talking. Like I think the podcast itself is gonna be like an hour 45, kind of. I think.
Dang, like it went on. Like, a
Pero they were
conversation.
there from 7 to like 11.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah,
I
so
can see it. Benchy's very quiet too.
because
No, he was the one
No.
talking the
Yeah.
most.
You think so?
hell yeah,
Really?
Yeah,
he
he
talked
was-
more than she did
Well, off camera.
off camera.
Yeah.
Off
'cause
camera,
we
but
were
yeah,
on
he's
camera.
like really shy.
Yeah,
He's, like,
'cause
very
I-
quiet.
Yeah, because off camera, our breaks were like
Yeah.
literally like 30 minutes. And we're like, oh shit, you know, like.
Yeah. But I do feel, man, I just went blank. You do that too, right?
go blank a lot, yeah.
To
I
go
just
blank
went
a lot.
too. I don't know what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It completely went blank.
We can go on a quick break though.
But I did want to just touch really quick. If y'all wanted to just mention y'all's businesses, because I think y'all have like several businesses, right?
Yeah.
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 He has a lot.
Yeah. So I have Superior Style, which is the clothing brand. I have Essential Rugs, SN Rugs, which is like just custom rugs. I have Marvelous Club Vintage, which is just like vintage clothes.
Yeah.
And Vogue Studios, which is like my graphic design, like
which we know of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we went back and forth. When you were talking to, what's his name? The last guy y'all had.
Alumni.
And y'all were talking about when they hit y'all up for designs and stuff like that. And sometimes they just keep going back. They revert back to the first one. I was like, he's low key talking about.
Oh no, I wasn't
low key talking about.
No, I wasn't talking about y'all. No, because whenever I
like, damn.
Nah, because whenever I design stuff, like it's part of the process, right? Like going back and forth or whatever. It's when I design something that I feel like, oh, this shit looks good already.
Yeah.
And then they decide to change it and it fucks it up, in my opinion, you know.
But
nah, it wasn't y'all. It wasn't y'all.
No.
It's just like
No, but
like
I think
just
it was
in general.
I think it was the guy who said it. Like, and then they revert back to the first one, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
like that's a
because
No, but it's
honestly,
hella
y'all weren't
stories.
too bad.
I feel like
you've had worse.
fuck yeah.
way
Really?
worse. Like
Yeah.
honestly,
Nah,
like,
you
I'm
guys-
saying,
We
y'all
felt
were
bad.
pretty
We're like, oh my god, he's gonna hate us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
no.
it's because when you first sent the first logo, which is the one we ended up going with,
But
I
they're
was
super
like,
rough, you know,
like,
at first. Like I sent
yeah.
them super rough, like.
but I told her, I was like, I love it, dude. Like, yes. Tell him, like, yes. And then she was like, I don't know. And then she started making me doubt it. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Like,
No, I
you
didn't say.
influenced me.
I said we shouldn't go with the first one. We should keep our minds open.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "You're right." So what else? Like, and I was like, "Well, we had always brought up that we wanted something like with flower, and
Oh,
that's
yeah,
why I
and
had
then we
put
got
in
the
flower."
flowers.
And then that's when she was like, "Okay, I don't think I like the first one no more." And then I was like, "Okay, yeah, well, like we'll still tell him to make something else up."
but
so
I think we
get
didn't like the flowers.
The flowers kind of threw it
Yeah.
off. Like what we were imagining, we couldn't put it.
I was
And then
talking-
we're like, let's just go back to the first one.
yeah, I was talking to my coworkers about it because I was like, oh yeah, I was like, and he does like the logos and stuff.
Yeah.
And I know how in one of the episodes, like you talked about how like you can tell when somebody's logo is like from those like just
Yeah,
generic. And then I was like, the good thing is, I was like it was pricey. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, but no one's gonna have that. Like no one's gonna
Yeah.
have our
Yeah,
logo.
yeah.
Like that
Exactly.
was like specifically made like
For
just
us.
for us.
Yeah.
And I was like, so like that's like the pro of getting it done and
Yeah.
like paying
Yeah.
for it. You know?
But yeah, honestly, like I think you know, that's why I feel like we respect what y'all have going on.
Yeah.
You know? And we give y'all props, man, because like I said, like consistency, it's
Yeah.
there. We see y'all putting the work. Like we really do see
Yeah.
it. And that's why I feel like we try to mention y'all like in the episode. So
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
you know, just to give y'all some boost if y'all get anything
Yeah.
from us,
Yeah.
you know?
And plus, it's like you guys aren't scared to invest in yourself, so it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of people like
So-
would invest like in the actual equipment, but like the branding, like that's where
Yeah.
they're like kind of like back off and they'll go for like the generic shit, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sometimes you can tell like when people
That's
like,
what I was
make a
like,
logo
yeah.
on Canva or some shit, and it's like,
Yeah, you
You
can
know?
tell right away.
like,
Yeah.
alright,
So
swag.
yeah, like I said, props to y'all, man, because I mean, like even the little, what's it called?
The intro.
The intro, like whenever your logo comes out, like it looks really clean.
Oh,
you
just
know?
so
like,
made that. Yeah.
Like last minute. I told her I was like, when we do like a season 2, I want to change it
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I like kind of just threw that together. And I
Yeah.
was like, I want to change it.
And like the
But
pictures.
I feel like it goes with
Yeah.
y'all because
You
it
think
goes
so?
like very I mean it's like a girly-ish
Yeah.
podcast.
Well,
like,
yeah,
the-
that's
the
what we're
intro?
going for.
Rob took the pictures of us in the living room.
Yeah, he
Oh, he
did.
did?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
We
Yeah.
put
then,
up like
like-
a little white table.
No, it's
pink
pink.
tablecloth. We had to work with what we got.
Yeah.
no, and you see like that. Not everybody does that. you
Yeah.
know? I mean, one, you do have to work with what you have,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you also have to invest in yourself too. So it just
We
you have to
actually-
know how to
yeah.
balance.
Yeah.
We got a lot of our furniture from Goodwill. Well, these couches from Goodwill.
These?
Those.
No, these are Rob's.
These are Rob's. These
Oh,
are
these
from
are
Goodwill.
yours.
Yeah.
But that one,
You were on it before.
Yeah, I didn't even
Yeah.
recognize it. Sorry.
that
Rob.
one was my sister. She let us
Yeah.
borrow it for the podcast.
okay.
And then like these were
This is
from Goodwill.
The mirrors from Goodwill.
That's Target.
Oh, that's Target.
That's
Yeah.
Amazon.
Our
Yeah.
table
Yeah.
is from the table we have now. It's from where one of the houses his dad worked at.
Oh, really?
Oh,
It looks like an
really?
IKEA table. Like I thought it was like
Nah,
from
it's
IKEA.
like super heavy.
That
like
bitch is heavy.
Oh,
Really?
like wood.
yeah. No, it's metal.
I don't.
Oh, I
But
thought
like-
it was wood.
No, it's like metal, and that's like we've had that for years.
Yeah.
Since we bought our house, it was our
Yeah.
dining table at first.
Oh,
And then
okay.
it was like so we moved it to one of the offices, and then now it became the podcast room table.
Yeah. It isn't. I thought I would have never thought it was metal.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
are big. Like we buy a
Thrifters?
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like I mean, even the couches, you're buying it at Goodwill.
Yeah.
You're still
Yeah.
investing in yourself, but you got to make it work.
Yeah,
you know?
and we
So-
paid like $14 for them, so
Yeah.
we were like,
That's being
cheap.
smart, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then like this little cover, we bought it on Amazon,
And that's
just,
because
like,
we were gonna give up. Remember, we had already gone to like 3 thrift stores, and we're like, and I was like, let's just go to Fairmont. It's right there, the Goodwill in Fairmont, and we
That's where you found
Yeah.
we found.
Damn,
Like,
that's
oh,
they were like
shit.
13, and the mirror too was like
Yeah.
like $20, I think. Yeah,
I bought
Yeah.
little tables at the Fairmont one.
all of our little the ones from IKEA.
yeah,
We
The little
have
square
like,
ones.
yeah. I want
We
one
have,
of those. Like I feel like it would be, but I also want like a couch. Like I liked when y'all had the couch.
Really?
Yeah, because
You
I
know,
feel like it looks so chill.
I like
I
the
did.
couch too, but I think it was more my idea to transition into a table because
Yeah.
the couches, I swear that I was like, fuck, man, I really gotta like dress up because of this, and now I can wear
Oh,
like,
okay.
But I
Yeah.
thought that was cool. I like that we have to dress up, you know?
Yeah,
yeah, but it is cool, you know. But like, I feel like it was more for me when it was the couches. I had
Yeah.
to be like this, you know. It was hard for me to like be
Oh,
in the
because
middle.
you had to be
and-
like, yeah,
and then
back and
Yeah.
forth.
Rob
Face to
would always
face.
say that I looked high, so because of the lashes, you know.
No, I think
Oh,
people just
and
think
it, like, the
you're
shadow?
high all the
Yeah,
time.
people do think I'm high all the time.
And,
And I'm
like,
just like, nah.
Did y'all see
man.
the TikTok or whatever that about the tamales?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
So somebody
Yeah.
somebody on TikTok was like, "This girl's baked" or whatever.
Yeah, and I'm just like, damn, do I really look high all the time?
I don't know.
Because like
Yes.
y'all now I don't wear extensions.
For real?
Nah, not because of that, but I do.
for
I
real?
am growing my natural lashes. Like these are my natural lashes,
Oh,
but I
okay,
mean
yeah.
they suck whenever it's in camera because
Yeah,
but
you
they
have to
still
have
look
like
really
big
good.
big stuff
in
on
person,
camera.
Yeah.
you know, because in camera like you have to like the extensions look fucking great, but if you
They
don't
do.
or falsies, you know.
Yeah,
They do.
And then if you like right now that I'm not wearing anything, I'm gonna be like, oh, I look so ugly.
Oh
That's
my
how I
God.
felt in the last
Not
one.
even.
Like I know
No, when your
always
hair
has
was
her
up.
lashes up, and I mean she always has her lashes on, and sometimes I'm just running late, and I'm like, oh, like I look so stupid with no lashes,
And don't
I'm
you
like,
feel
I feel
that-
like I look bald.
Yeah, and don't you feel like you should try a little bit more because I do, right?
Yeah,
Because he's a guy, right? He don't care. He just dresses up.
Yeah,
And sometimes I'm just like, fuck, I have to like actually, I don't do my makeup, you know, but
yeah.
this is,
but you don't. I don't
this
feel
is
like
like
you need
my
it.
makeup,
Like you're
right?
really pretty like that.
Thanks.
yeah.
And, but I'm just like stressing out all the time, right? I'm just like, fuck. Like right now I can't put even falsies because my lashes are curled. Me said
Yeah.
perm. So
Oh,
the
okay,
falsies
yeah.
won't
Oh,
stay
okay.
on.
Yeah,
So I'm just like, but I'm okay with it, right?
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
sucks because I feel like I have to put a little bit more effort because this is on YouTube. It's gonna stay
Yeah.
there. And
Forever.
imagine if we ever become famous, they're gonna be like, oh,
They're gonna
she
go
did.
back
oh,
and-
they bring back the
other-
episodes from the past.
Yeah,
they
so
do.
I'm always like, at some point, I feel like I just stopped caring. I was like, man, whatever.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
but
I
then
feel
again, like I like that she doesn't wear makeup and shit like that.
Yeah,
honestly.
like-
Yeah, he
Okay.
hypes me up.
Man,
a lot
I'm
too.
always
Yeah,
seeing
but
like
you have
it's-
natural beauty.
You
have a lot of
do.
natural
Like
beauty.
when you were talking about also like about the gym and stuff, and I was like, she don't even gotta go to the gym.
Literally,
Like,
we were. She was like,
I was like, she's like a natural beauty. Like,
and then you were like, I don't want to dress up or like that and all that, and I
Yeah.
was like, she doesn't even have to. I'm pretty sure guys are still looking at her at the
yeah,
gym.
like literally.
annoying.
So pretty.
Yeah, honestly though, like it's like when we had that guest Jessica Lynn or whatever. Shout out to her. She's just looking fucking good, and she already had 2 kids. You know.
I know.
And
Yeah.
as much as you don't want to compare yourself, I mean, we're human. We still
Oh,
compare
yeah.
ourselves. You know. So for me, that I don't wear makeup like that. Sometimes I'm just like, man, maybe I should do my eyebrows like that, because. You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a girl thing. But I am blessed
It
with
is a girl
Roland
thing.
because he does hype me up a lot. Like, he'll be like, damn, that looks good. Oh, babe,
Yeah.
you know, or
Yeah.
he'll do that thing that happened on that one show
Yeah.
with the couple.
I crush on her.
Yeah.
Oh.
She'll hold my face and be like, I see you.
Yeah.
I see you. Jessica Lynn is very pretty too. When I saw her at Milo's birthday party, I was like,
Oh, she wasn't.
girl's Instagram baby.
Yeah,
And Rob
she-
was like, stop.
She
They're
told
gonna
me
look-
about that too.
You should have told me. I wouldn't.
I
She's
told
super, super
didn't.
fucking
Yeah, she's
friendly.
And then
really
I did. I showed her too. I was like, look at this girl. Like, she's so freaking beautiful. And then
Like, if
I
y'all ever
showed
want to get her on here,
Yeah.
she'd come.
And I love
Yeah.
people like that. Like,
Like-
they're like so like they've grown so much on social media, but they're really just regular people. Like, and they stay humble and they stay like, you know,
That's a big
like
word,
Yeah,
humble.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, like,
and I
for
feel
real.
like yeah, and then there's other people who like they'll have like 2,000 followers and they act like what?
like
the
they're the
shit.
shit.
No, like what do you like to say?
Like who?
Like their shit don't
Like this
stink.
shit don't stink. Yeah.
It's like
No, yeah.
the person walks around like their shit don't stink too.
No, yeah, exactly. It's true. Like, honestly, and I feel like with the podcast, I mean, I feel like a lot of the guests we have, they're super dope people.
Yes,
man.
like and they're so
Yeah.
relatable. Like it's like like you really just like, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go follow them, like just because they were cool, like just because
Yeah.
they were like.
I think
don't
we've
know.
only
Yeah.
had like 2 bougie people, right?
I was about to say, did y'all ever have any like too bougie
A few.
people?
Yeah.
Any
I
bougie
can only
people?
think of like 2. Like just 2.
Yeah, off the top of my head, yeah.
That they were bougie or
Like,
that
right,
they thought they were bougie.
They came
Bougie.
feeling like
Yeah, feeling
like,
themselves, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Which is cool, right? Like
Yeah, I
each to
mean,
each
yeah.
their own. But to me, it's just like I'm not like that. So it
Yeah.
was like I was just like, yeah, okay, like you know.
Yeah.
Were those conversations dead? Do y'all feel like?
One of them, one of them was like, nah, you're trying too hard. Like for me, right? Like it's just like
Yeah.
this is not like
Yeah,
it's
it's
a fucking podcast. Just we want to get to know you like on a personal level, right?
Yeah.
But they came with the mindset of like, I don't know, it was kind of weird, right? Like
Yeah, kind of like, como, I mean, it's because if I say too much, they'll know.
yeah.
But it's like,
Yeah.
Well, with
No,
the
yeah,
other
yeah,
girl, she came bougie, feeling herself. But I'm not gonna lie, like when I sat down, had the conversations with her, I didn't get. Yeah, she had the bougie vibe or whatever. But I still like finished that podcast feeling like fucking motivated.
yeah, porque,
Okay,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she knew what she was bringing, and
Yeah.
she knew what her level was. And
Yeah.
she didn't make me feel like I was less than her,
Oh,
But
okay.
She
yeah.
still
She-
motivated you.
yeah, like she was about her work,
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a girl, obviously, right? But she was dope as fuck,
Yeah.
Like once
That's cool.
you get to like.
Have
talk
y'all
to
had
them.
guests that like you can't get a lot out of them, and like is it weird? Or for the most part, do you feel like most of them?
I think
do?
we only had one, right?
Who?
That I'm not gonna say who, but when
What's the
person
first
that,
letter?
You can whisper it in his
It's
ear.
the first letter.
Put
we
the mic
talked
down.
about it. We
Oh, which
talked
is
about it recently,
Put the mic down so she can whisper in your ear.
that it was kind of hard
To get
to
stuff
talk
out.
to her. It
Yeah.
was a girl. It was hard to talk to her because like you could tell she was very like shy, but she was really sweet.
Mm,
You know what I'm talking about?
mm-hmm.
You don't know what I'm talking about, right?
I think I
think
know
so.
who y'all are talking about.
But yeah,
We're gonna go on a quick break. I'm just kidding.
But we only had, I think, other than that, but I just think it was just that one guest. Other
Yeah.
than that, they're pretty much open. But I think just her personality, she's a very shy person.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
No, change to sign language.
I'm trying to remember the first.
No?
Huh?
It's not this letter.
Wait, I don't even remember.
Okay, well, then it's not her. You would know automatically, but I'm tripping.
I think I
No.
know.
Okay.
No.
No, it's not that person.
But I did want to talk really quick about what it's been like with Alegres Milagros and like what do y'all, because I know y'all mentioned it on the last episode, like what do y'all want Milo to take from it? Because like I know like you mentioned like you love that he's like growing up in that. And like that to me, I'm like, oh, like that's so sweet. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel like he's really gonna appreciate like more, you know?
Honestly, like Alegres Milagros really is like it really started because obviously like I love giving back,
Yeah.
and even if it's off camera, it's like
Yeah,
whatever.
no, for sure.
But this we do like we just did the recap video, right? And he was like, oh, I didn't like that we did the ending like the podcast room because it looks too, what did you say it looked like?
It looks too fake. Like,
Yeah.
because you know, like, you have like families like the Ace family and shit like that.
Okay,
Or
yeah.
you ever seen like those videos where like people like, I don't know, they'll catch themselves recording themselves like, I don't know. There's this one TikTok where this mom is like, smile, you know,
Oh
to
yeah,
the boy
yeah, I
or
know what you're
whatever.
talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
And well, like when we did our outro, like, but I didn't record like our outro in Mexico, so I
Okay.
was like, when we get home, let's just do it on the podcast, where it's like, you know, so it was her, Milo's on her lap, and then me, and then we're like giving thanks, you know, but
Oh,
then
okay.
she's like, yeah, and she's like, thank God or whatever, and right, and then she like kissed Milo, and I'm like, man, this kind of gives off fake vibes, you know,
Yeah, he said that.
the way we're doing it is like we're acting or some shit, but
Yeah, but I mean, y'all aren't.
yeah,
no,
we
we
aren't.
weren't, right?
But it's just like, I just feel like it's one of those videos that would end up on TikTok. They're like, man, these people are faking it, you know?
Yeah.
But we're
then
not, obviously.
but I told him, I'm like, but we have to record it. Just one, I wanted to give thanks to everybody
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah.
you know. But we did have to record ourselves to do that because if not, then how are we gonna get people to
And
donate?
yeah,
you know?
and the actual like event, you know?
Yeah.
Porque the last two, I recorded, but I never did a video. Like I never got to the edit or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And So I was like, you know what? Like, people are giving us, because this year we got toys from people that they were gonna go somewhere else, but they ended up just giving them to us.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
porque they felt like they were giving it to somebody and they weren't seeing
Where it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for us, I'm like, we have to show like these jerseys. We have to show like where these toys
The
are
jerseys
going.
were nice too.
Yeah.
Like
So-
they were so pretty.
So all of that will be on the video on Monday. And
But back to the question, right? Like
Yeah.
the Milo, like
Yeah.
I was gonna get to that
Okay.
too. Porque in the video you'll see that Milo's like giving the toys and he'll be like, ¿Cuál quieres? Like he's yelling at the kids, ¿Qué te gusta? You know. And,
but
So-
you know, he's learning his Spanish. So
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, so he speaks Spanish.
yeah, he speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's good.
it's probably like 80% English, 20 Spanish.
Okay.
Literally, his food is in Spanish, but he won't tell you
Okay,
like
yeah.
something full, like
Like a full sentence.
No.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how my daughter is.
Yeah, but with Milo, really, like honestly, I don't even know how we came about like starting like giving back toys. I don't
Yeah.
even remember how I came up with the idea that I was like, oh, we should do this. I think it's because we were in Mexico and I would see the kids, you know, and we're blessed enough to like give Milo like
What he has.
what he
wants.
needs
Yeah.
and even more, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was just that. And then when we started doing it, like I always wanted him to be a part of it, so he knew that it wasn't for him, right?
Okay,
like
yeah.
these toys, like you remember the Spider-Man one that you're like, oh, Robbie tried to open it or whatever. Okay, so Milo tried to get it too, but then I was like, no, papi, this is for Mexico. So the way he got it in his mind that they're not for him is putting it inside the box.
Okay.
And now
Okay.
this year, he started helping me like stack them up on the couch so I can take the picture because now he knows I have to take a picture. You know?
Okay, yeah.
And he'll be like, sometimes he'll say like, I'll trick him and be like, oh, is it for Milo or for Los Niños de Mexico? And he'll be like, not Milo, it's Mexico. And I'm like, yeah,
Aw.
you know, just so he
Yeah.
knows not to be greedy and to give back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more to teach him and the feeling of giving back.
Yeah.
You know? And it's funny because when we were in Mexico, like we had like all the toys there, right? And the kids that live there that are his like cousins were looking at the toys, you know? But
Yeah.
they didn't take any until Alegres Milagros Day, right? And then, but they were grabbing, looking at them because I told him, y'all can look at them, you know? And then Milo's like, no, don't touch. It's for los niños de Mexico. And I'm like, Milo, they are the kids de Mexico.
Oh.
Like, you know? But it's just really like, I mean, we talked about it on the podcast. Like, giving
Yeah.
back is like, it's really like, it does good to your soul, really.
Yeah,
like,
that's
It
a
does,
good
yeah.
seed to plant in him too.
yeah, and then showing him too, like, I feel like now he looks forward to it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, aunque
That,
no lo
that stuff
pelan,
like
but-
makes me cry. Like I'm like, like I just like I'm like our kids are so blessed like to grow up and like what they grow up in. I'm like and like seeing kids like that are thankful for like the littlest things. Like I'm gonna cry. Like it makes me sad.
No, yeah.
But like it feels good to like you know like give back to them.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Like, honestly, it's just, I mean,
No, but that is good because I was gonna say a lot of kids are brats now.
Yeah.
Starting with
Yeah.
mine. Starting with mine. I'm like, Robbie.
like some kids aren't even like les estás dando algo gratis and they're still like, oh, I don't want that one. Like
no, yeah, I mean, we had a few kids over there
Yeah,
too.
there's some
that-
kids out there
Yeah.
like that too.
Even
yeah.
over there, they'll be like, he had to cut that part out, right? In the video.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
a-
it's just the
it's
truth.
the
like,
last
Yeah.
kids.
the
They're-
last kid.
This man, because I was like, damn, it's fucked up. I'm like, I'm gonna take it out. Porque, there's this little boy. He had 2 boxes, and he's like, yo quiero estos, and Evelyn's like, no, nomás uno, right? Because there's obviously more
I
kids.
mean,
so,
yeah.
so he just kept one, and then literally right like a few seconds after that, like some girl had one, and she's like, oh, y ese, and Evelyn's like, sí, llévatelo también.
But
She
let
gave
me
her-
explain why though, because she had grabbed a little Mona. Like it wasn't even like
a full toy.
yeah,
It's like a
it
small
wasn't. So then I gave her 2 because she had the little one, and I'm just like, here, there's this other one, like it's super
Yeah.
little. Just take it. That's why I gave her the 2. But I tried to be fair. The previous 2 years, I feel like I would have been more like, oh yeah, take them, you know.
Yeah.
But then like, I'm not even kidding y'all. Like whenever Alegres Milagros is over, like the first 2 years, we would get like a lot of negative stuff, right, babe?
like
Yeah.
negative feedback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
From like people in Mexico.
and my fam.
From it's mainly like his family
Like what?
because they live in Mexico,
Yeah,
right?
so they
But
live over there, and it's like they know the families, they know who has how many kids, they know like
they
know
know
stuff
who
like that.
needs it more than others.
And then like obviously like this year we went to 3 different areas, you know,
Okay, yeah.
and so like in Santa, I feel like me going over there throughout my childhood, I was like, oh, it's dirt roads, it's like
Yeah.
all broken down, like it's not Cancun, you know, it's like todo un pueblito, and so we're like, oh, so she's like, oh, I want to give back, you know, whatever, and then my tio's like, oh, well, y'all should go like to La Culeca, which is like down the road.
Yeah.
And it's like a poorer.
They needed
like,
more.
They needed more.
They can't drive over here.
But then we drove 45 minutes past like that, and then it's like an even more poorer. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't
win.
You can't win.
Yeah,
So
and
like,
then to
people are
me-
like, oh,
Forgiving,
why are
yeah.
you giving it to Santa when you can give it to so and so? And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, we're from here, bro. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
y'all gotta understand. Like, you
Yeah.
know,
But you know what the thing is? They never tell him nothing. Like,
They say it like
they
the-
tell me, like, they always come
Oh.
to me with their shit, you know, which is cool because I'm always open to feedback, you know?
Yeah.
But now, like, I'll tell him and he's like, who gives a fuck, right? Like, and then to me, it's more, now I do say, like, well, I'm not even from here, you know? We're giving
Yeah.
back, and the people that are taking the toys aren't being honest, and that's on them, you know? At the end of
Yeah.
the day, a kid is still getting a toy,
imagine
whether
if we
he
did
deserves it or not.
Imagine if
Yeah.
we did it here and we like give back to a school or at the hospital.
Yeah.
Then my parents would be like, why don't y'all give it to Mexico?
Mexico,
You know,
yeah.
and it's like,
It's never enough.
It's never
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, this year, like, man, honestly, like, I just love doing it. Like, I don't even
Yeah.
care anymore. Like, we did the sponsoring the baseball team this year. We have 2 bikes. We
Yeah.
had over 350 toys. My goal was 250.
Yeah.
And it was way more than that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Even it was way more that the kids in the little towns that were coming by, we still had left over, and that's the reason why we went to another town.
Okay.
You know, like it was a lot more.
Yeah.
Which is super dope, you know, and really Alegres Milagros is called Milagros because my grandma's her name was Milagro.
Okay.
So I feel like she was a very giving person. So I feel like she planted that seed in me.
Yeah.
You know, she wouldn't take me to go give out toys like that, you know, but just me growing up, being raised by her, it showed me that, like, you know, so I've
Yeah.
always given back. And then me being able to do that with Milo. And now they're saying Alegres Milagros and it has her name in it, you know, like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
super cool because,
Yeah.
like, I mean, she passed away already, right?
Yeah.
But now it's like her name is out there, like, in Mexico. And
Yeah.
it's just, like, really cool that
Yeah.
I could get to continue that because
Yeah.
my family is always like, oh, like my tío, he'll be like, man, like God sees your heart and he smiles, you know, stuff like that, you know. But it's a really cool thing to like be a part of. So donate next year, guys.
Yeah. Do y'all want it to be other than toys, or do y'all feel like it'll be strictly like toys, like forever?
like
No.
I think that's like the base of it.
Yeah.
Pero like we've talked about like,
The school supplies.
no, yeah, I mean stuff like that, like the actual giving to the kids.
Yeah.
Pero we have like bigger plans where
Yeah.
it's like I told her, I'm like, imagine if we come back one year and we like build a gym here or
Oh,
build
yeah.
something,
Okay,
you know,
yeah.
and like stuff
Yeah,
like
because
that.
there's this one girl, but her name's Vanessa on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
She has like this one account. We used to before we did Alegres Milagros, we actually sponsored a little girl in Africa.
Okay.
I think I forgot her name. I don't know if you've seen her. So basically, she goes to Africa and takes money and like you cash app her, Zelle her, and
Yeah.
she'll show you. Like she built a whole school over there,
Yeah.
you
That's
know.
crazy.
And then basically she would sponsor all these kids by us sending her money. So we used to sponsor one little girl. Her name was Judith, I think, and then she would send us her report card, like drawings of la niña. Like it was so dope. That's how we would give back, right? But
Yeah.
it was like we would like her school fees were like $20, so we would send her 40 so she can buy uniform and extra clothes, you know.
Yeah.
And that really, I think, moved me to do something bigger, you know. Which I mean, not bigger, but do something more in myself, like
Yeah.
with the giving back.
Yeah.
And then we always go to Mexico, so I'm like, oh, we can do this, you know. Like,
Yeah. And then how you mentioned like how like it's on them, like if they're the ones that are lying or stuff, like that's something my grandma always told us too. Like she's like, a ti que no te importe, like if what they're gonna do with it, like do that because that's like on you, like
Yeah.
you're giving to God by giving to them, like it's on them if it's like
No, yeah, for real.
if they're
because
lying, you know.
I literally have like now I don't let the parents get out the car.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding y'all. Like I'll be like, no, even if it's a baby, that's why you'll see me carrying a lot of the kids because
Yeah.
they'll be like, oh, es que no camina. Oh, no se preocupe, yo lo cargo. Like no pasa nada. Like I'll carry them, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of these kids are heavy.
A few parents did get off or whatever, pero because
I
those
try
are
to
still little
control.
kids, you know.
I try to control that
Pero-
because the parent is the one picking. You
Yeah.
know? You'll be literally. I had one last year, not this year. Where I think it was the grandma and it was a little girl. I was already carrying the little girl. She still came out like the car. And
Yeah.
the little girl wanted a little doll, and the grandma wanted her to get a big one. And the little girl's like, no, yo quiero esta. And then I grabbed it and gave it to her. She's like, no, es que ella quiere esa. And I'm like, no, ella quiere esta, so le voy a dar esta. Porque el niño escoge el juguete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kid chooses
Yeah.
the toy, right? And that's what I always put on the like the little,
like the little flyer thing.
yeah, I'm like, oh, the only kids get off. The kid chooses the toys, one toy per kid or something like that. Because they try to play you, man. One girl pulled up and said, I have 7 kids with no kids in the car. And I'm like,
my God.
Yeah,
well,
so
where are they?
like in the past 2 years, like we've dealt with that, you know.
Yeah.
And then this year we had like a family helping us, you know, on the girl side.
Oh, yeah.
And then la wife de él le dijo, no hombre, este huerquillo ya llegó 2 veces, you know. And then she was kind of like getting on him. Because he was like in charge of it's funny because he was doing the girl toys and then her sister was doing the boy toys.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, pues, ¿cómo vas a ver yo? Like, I don't know. Like, it's too many kids. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
so I was just like, man, it happens. Like, it's, don't even worry about it.
And at the end of the day, like, honestly, if it's a kid getting 2 toys,
I mean,
I don't care. Because, I mean, it's going to the kid. It's not like, what are they going to do, you know?
Well, let's go on a quick break before we close
All
out.
right, cool.
Okay, we're back, and we wanted to just go by, let y'all talk about y'all's businesses a little. I know you mentioned yours, and you have not.
No, yeah. So right now, I mean, I really only have AI Mas as a business that I'm like fully focusing on right now. So yeah, keep an eye out on that. Follow me on Instagram because we're gonna have some stuff.
And I like my favorite AA Mas piece was that crop T-shirt that just says AA Mas. Like it's like a black crop T-shirt and it says AA Mas in black and white. Like that's like my favorite thing. Like I'm
I
like,
think that was chapter 5.
It was so chill. Like I'm like I could wear it out with some jeans or I could wear it to the gym. Like,
but honestly,
like
it's so hard. Like having a brand is super hard. So now I'm, grateful for Amy that she's joining me now, like with AI Mas. So I'm excited about that. So yeah.
I think AI Mas got me into crew necks because now I can't stop buying them.
Dude, you know what? Like I wear
really
crew necks. Even if it's fucking hot outside, you'll catch me wearing a crew neck. And you know what I'll do? Like I'll just wear my bra and my crew neck. Like
I'll do that too. Well, I do that to the gym a lot. Like just the sportswear on the crew neck.
Yeah. So it's because it's like literally like I love crew necks. So that's another thing that I was gonna like another business, but it's not something that like I'm gonna like even
prioritizing right now.
Oh, pretty much. I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about it.
It's kind of combining, right?
It's hard to combine with Marvelous.
Yeah, because I was gonna start a business. It's called Crew World. I have my Instagram, but it's just it was gonna be nothing but thrifted crew necks, you know, and just style them, and then just sell them, resell them. But now somebody welcomed me to his, business,
I know.
So Marvelous Club Vintage, and where he resells thrifted clothes.
Yeah.
So on the Whatnot app, what I was gonna bring up a little, that's what I'm saying. Like I can't stop buying them now on there. I was so mad that guy, what was this, J Cash or whatever, he bought the Notre Dame one. I was like,
wait, isn't that Rob's friend?
Yes.
Oh.
And then he was like, I got it because Giselle wanted it. I was like, I wanted it for Rob. Like, you hold your friend, not me.
Yeah.
And he wears it. And I'm like, because we saw him, I think last weekend, he had it on. I was like,
yeah, they're so like
like I'll see some of the shirts that y'all post, but I'm like, I never, because I think to get on the live, like you have to add your card. And like I'm like I never made time to just like add the card.
I don't think you have to add your card.
Yeah,
To hit the bid you have to.
Yeah. But even to access the live.
No, I was on there live and I didn't have it on there. When I was trying to bid, it wouldn't let me bid.
No, I think what it tells you is like if you're not a verified buyer, then you can't bid on his lives, but you can join. But you can join.
Okay, so it's like you can join without, and then you can watch. Okay.
You had this little thing on your finger.
Yes.
I don't know. It's sticky.
Oh,
sorry. I had been
trying. Rugs.
Oh, yeah, the rugs.
I thought you said drugs.
The drugs.
But yeah,
no,
so that.
Yeah, but I was gonna say like you can watch the lives and everything.
Yeah.
But like to buy, you'll have to put like your credit card. But then I have it where it's like verified buyers.
Yeah.
Whereas like you have to submit like your ID.
I think that's why Rob didn't go through because he has to submit his ID. Or something like that.
Okay.
And if his ID is expired or whatever, he's not considered verified either.
Oh, okay. See, well, because I didn't actually get the bid on the Notre Dame, I didn't see that. It didn't make me do any of that.
No, yeah, like one of our friends, Dree, shout out Dree, she bids a lot on our stuff, and her license, at first it wasn't like that, and then he made it to where you have to be verified. Because the only reason is so we don't get cancellations, after. Okay. And then Dree, she bid, but then she couldn't buy it because her license was expired or something like that, right? So she's like, I didn't even know it was expired. Thanks, y'all. Like now she went to go or whatever, renew it. But yeah, my Crew World business, I never started it, but it's there.
Yeah.
But it's because I kind of combined it with Marvelous Club Vintage, is where we resell like thrifted clothes.
Yeah.
Dope thrifted clothes.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like a lot of the stuff that y'all post on there.
It's really cool. I love the Whatnot app. That was fun.
I know it
Whatnot
is.
is
It
Fun
was
app,
fun
right?
to
fuck,
watch,
man.
y'all.
Yeah.
It was super fun. I was like, oh, this is cool.
And then they wanted me to do like a backflip, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
and they're like, take a shot.
Chug a
And
beer.
So I'm like, I'll
Do
chug
some
a beer.
push-ups and all that. And I'm not
Oh
about
yeah,
to do all
right.
that
Like
shit.
hell no.
Yeah, it's fun as hell,
Yeah,
man. We
so
look forward
that
to that
is fun.
shit.
Y'all should download that app, Whatnot. Like, it's not only for like thrifted clothes. Literally,
It's
you can
other
go
stuff.
in there and
Yeah.
buy like Louis Vuitton,
Kids
Skims
clothes.
outfit,
Yeah.
kids clothes. It's like a lot of stuff, but you bid on there. It's like a
Yeah.
bidding app. So
That's
But it's
cool.
cool
It's
because
a fun app.
I've watched Jaws and then someone else's, and I saw he has like a bunch of Looney Tune stuff. Like I don't know where the hell he gets it all from, but he gets a bunch of Looney Tune stuff. And one of the shirts went for like $250. I was like, I would
Yeah.
not buy no $250
there's
shirt.
people-
That's
yeah.
crazy.
yeah, I know. We have a guest coming in February, and you know how I told you, oh, like this is our last Saturday because of the
Yeah.
babysitter. Okay, that last Saturday is a guest that literally lives off of selling on that app.
Yeah, I was gonna
Literally.
tell Giselle. I was like, it's because like, yeah, you paid $250, but you're really not gonna see somebody else wearing that
Yeah.
because it's a thrifted item. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Who
they're
else is
vintage,
gonna wear
so
it?
it's like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
But still, I
good
couldn't see
money, yeah.
myself buying
Yeah.
the $50 shirt.
But other than that, I feel like it's
Crazy.
just this and much more, you know, that I'm a part of the Marvelous Club Vintage, and then I have my AI Mas. Am I missing anything?
I
And
mean,
Latest Milagros, obviously.
I like
Yeah.
Milagros, yes.
But other than that, it's just being a mom, a wife, and just figuring life out.
Hey, being a mom and a wife is a lot.
I know.
It is. It is a lot.
Being a dad and a husband is a lot too.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Not as much as being
We're
a
talking
mom.
about mom and wife.
It is.
The,
I
the,
think-
the show is called It's for the Chica. Just
Then
kidding.
why am I here? That. But no, I mean, if y'all want to get into
Who were,
that,
you were going to give a shout out to somebody.
I was gonna give a shout out to somebody.
Yeah, it's the dad. You're like, oh, he's a good dad.
I do. I
know
like
a
since
lot of
we're
good
on the
dads.
subject. Like I was, because I was talking to Giselle about it, and I was like, I do feel like dads don't get like,
Enough credit.
yeah, they don't when they're
yeah.
good dads and good husbands. I was
Yeah.
like, because they are
Yeah,
out
we did
there.
have that
I was like
conversation.
they
This
don't.
was like I had told White Dot and Ben that like when you're a mom, like okay, so it's like because we were talking about it too, right? So it's like a kid is gonna gravitate towards their mom,
Yeah.
like for default, you know, it's like that's the mom. But it's like, so when women, they do have it harder, obviously, porque pues they're the mom, they're the one giving the birth or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So when you have a kid, when you're living life, right, and then you get to a point where you become a mom, your life doesn't get easier. It just gets that much harder because now
Yeah.
you have a kid, you know.
Yeah.
It's like buying a house. It's like, okay, now I have like these bills.
Yeah.
Or you buy a car, you have this note or whatever. Pero your husband, the dad, if they're there, they're going to take some of that difficulty out
Yeah,
of your life, you
they
know,
do.
like
Yeah.
it splits right there. But without the dad, obviously it just gets hard. So it's like, it doesn't mean like, oh, you guys are doing like more than the dad or whatever, you know, pero porque y'all split the responsibilities down the middle in a way.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And
so
you
I
know
don't-
what's funny? Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Porque
You lost
if you say something that I can piggyback off of, then I'll say.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that this whole conversation started watching one of y'all's episodes.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
really?
playing, and then I was like, oh, I want to talk to you about something. And then I just paused it, and I'm like, what do you think about, like, the mom and da-da-da-da?
Yeah.
And then that whole conversation stayed between us, and then we were going to do, like, just talk about
Like
it.
a podcast on
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And then it ended up happening with, like, White Dot and her husband, because obviously they could relate to a lot of the stuff we were saying.
Yeah.
So then it just became, like, a whole conversation. Like,
Do you
Yeah.
remember what episode?
But I also do
yeah,
feel
it was,
like
Jasmine's episode, I think.
oh, okay.
Because
Yeah,
she
that
was
was a
talking
good
about,
one.
like,
oh, okay,
the
yeah,
mom
yeah.
life and stuff like
The
that.
But I also
parenting,
do
yeah.
feel like when the responsibility of the kid is split in half and half, like society sees it as like, oh my God, you're such a good dad, but the mom like does the same, and
When
it's
it's,
like,
like-
just the little man.
I
So
have
the
seen
dad,
so.
so the
Oh.
dads do get more praise when they're like a present and
I have seen
Because
that.
it- because
There
it's
was-
not-
because
that
it's
is
not
common.
common.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
it's
like
common.
there was like a post where if a mom takes a kid to the park, like, oh, it's whatever. But if the dad takes it, like, oh my God, you're so involved in your kid's life.
Yeah,
like, that's
and it's
awesome.
like you're doing the bare minimum.
yeah, and it's like the mom did the same thing like 3 weeks
I
in a
just
row.
think people, honestly, like people who think like that, I just think they're dumb. Like, porque it's like,
like that they praise the dad
Yeah.
for doing that.
yeah, I don't praise nobody. Like,
Yeah.
you're just a parent. Like, it's like, I don't know. I guess I don't know because of us. Like, I just
Yeah.
see, I just care for like what we do for
Right.
Milo,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So it's like if she's like I don't know, like Jessica Lynn, right? So Jessica Lynn's a single mom, right? But I know both dads, you know?
Yeah.
And like she does a lot, but I know her following is like, oh my God, like you're such a like a crazy cool mom, you know, whatever. But I'm like, I mean, she's just being a mom. Like it's not like she's not a super mom. Like there's people who probably have 3 kids and do the same shit, you
And
know.
they're doing it on
But just because she has the following.
Yeah, but I'm not just gonna sit there and be a praising person. And I'm not gonna say, oh, the dad's shitty or the dad's a good dad too.
Oh,
like
no,
I just stay out of
like,
it. I just stay out of it. Like I'm just like cool.
Like, okay, like when Mylin was little and she would have to get her shots like every month, right? Like when they're little and you have to take them a lot for their whole first year. I take her and it's like, oh, like good job, mom, or whatever, and like the doctor, right? And then like Henry would take her and the doctor would be like, such a good dad, like you're doing great. And I'm like, like it's the same thing. Like it's just because
it's like what you came from a family, and so like the doctor, you came from a family where the dad wasn't.
Yeah, like I'm like that's
is
like
this new to you?
Yeah,
You know,
like that's what I'm saying. Like it's society. Like it's not
society.
like an individual person. Like it's just like
the
way it's seen.
The way they make the comment or you know.
Yeah, and I'm like,
like being like my dad was always there for me. Like my dad was always
he's a great dad.
My dad, you know, like so I don't see like, oh, my dad's doing a great job. You know, I'm glad he's in my life. Like, nah, it's just he's always been there. Like,
it should fucking be like that.
Yeah, like that's like
normal.
It's
like
the
to
normal.
me. Yeah.
And for me, it's
what's
just
that like? They got it on Amazon.
I was about to say.
I don't know what that's like.
Like with Eric, like my cousin. Like my cousin, like I'll be like, oh yeah, bro, my dad said that. He's like, what'd you say? I'm like, my dad. He's like, man, that sounds so nice.
Literally.
Or he'll be like, what's that?
Yeah, what's that? Oh, I wish I had one of those, you know.
I know. I watch all those TikToks where like they do videos with their dad. I'm like, I can't do that.
You know, it's crazy though. Like, I feel like I'm a very strong like person, like strong-minded, but emotionally strong, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes I see those TikToks and I tell them sometimes that I'm just like, damn, like not that it sucks, you know, because of that, like I'm the way I am now, you know.
Yeah.
But like sometimes it does suck because
Yeah.
like my real dad, like I'll see him, bro, and it's so fucking weird, right? Like the vibe, like we'll be in the same place, and it's like if he's like just scared of me, like you know, to talk to me, and I'm just like, dude, I don't fucking bite, like you know, just say hi or something, you know? But I forgot where I was going with that.
It's because I do like, okay, like I grew up with like my dad was always there for us, my mom too. And like, I know Giselle didn't do it, but because I had friends in high school that like didn't have like the parents that I had or like the relationship with their parents that they had. Like I have always appreciated, and I know that it's like, it's normal to us because we've had it like that, but I know it's not normal to society, like to have both parents, like, you know,
for me, it was just like,
One of the episodes we talked about, I don't remember which one, but I was saying how like my friends were ungrateful, and they were like, I hated it when I was in middle school and high school, and I would see how they talked to their parents or their dad, and their dad was like bending over backwards, working like 18, 25 hours a day and I'm like, at least your dad works for you. Mine just left. I think it was like, that's not my kid.
I think it's the one where you're talking about like y'all's childhood.
The Christmas one. Oh my God.
I hated when my friends would act like that. I'm like, you're being such a brat,
you know,
bro.
to me, it was never like towards the dad. It was more like towards the grandparents. Because, you know, for me, I was raised by my grandparents. So when I would come around him, I would be like, why aren't you so close to your grandparents?
Yeah.
You know, it was weird for me, you know, but not every grandparent.
Okay, it's like that. Like, honestly, me growing up, it was normal. Like, my mom would take me to my grandparents' house. But I wouldn't talk to my grandparents. They never like embraced me like that, like as a kid, you know, my grandparents. Like I don't remember having conversations with my grandma or my grandpa, like, pero like my parents buscan our son, you know, like they're always like asking for him. They're very present. But I feel like my grandparents weren't, and I don't know. Growing up, I started when I met her, and she's telling me about her grandparents. I was like, damn, like. That's new to me, you know, like, I'm like, I never had shit like that.
I feel like grandparents have a favorite.
They
do.
So
I was a favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, favorites?
Like grandparents have a favorite.
Oh. They have a favorite, and I was not a favorite on either side.
Yeah.
I knew I was my grandparents' favorite.
I was my grandma's.
So I was like, and then there's movies, and then there's like people on social media that like they're super close to their grandparents, alumni.
And
like,
I think that's so like the cutest thing ever, because like I'm like, I wish I had that with my grandparents. Like I didn't have that with my grandparents.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
Then, so I'm circling back to like, I'm not, you know how alumni was like, oh, my mom and my grandma, like I just love them both, right? And I circle back to that where it's like, I'm not going to somebody's family and being like, hey, grandparents, y'all doing a good job. You know, like, I don't praise them. I'm just like, okay, well, they cool. They have their grandparents. I didn't, you know. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, like when I was in high school, like I had all 4 grandparents on both. Like I had both my grandma, my grandpa on my dad's side, and my grandma, my grandpa on my mom's side, and I had my great grandma. So I had 5 grandparents growing up, right? And like my friends would be like, "You're so blessed, like you don't even know," and I'd be like what? Like, and now that I'm older, like I have 2 grandparents left, and I'm like, oh, okay, like I know what they meant now. Yeah. Like, you know, like it sucks.
I only had my grandma.
She was that friend.
Yeah,
that didn't know. Yeah, that didn't know. Like
come on, girl, get together.
I almost broke her great grandma.
Oh, you
broke her? Like you dropped out of the wheelchair or something?
I almost dropped her out of a van.
No, you shouldn't. But you can say what happened. Like,
yeah, because we went to El Salvador, you know, and then her mom's grandma's over there.
She's like,
and so that's your mom's grandma.
My mom's grandma.
Yeah,
she's still alive.
Yeah,
this is wild. Yeah, that's and then crazy. Like we were getting in the van, we were leaving the beach, and then she was getting on, and she was like so frail. She's like Mama Coco, you know, but like, but like super skinny.
Oh
like,
my god,
her arm probably fits right here. Like, and I was like, I helped her like this, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna break the hell out of her arm. Like, I'm not even kidding.
No, yeah, she's really tiny. Like,
yeah, that shit was crazy. I was like, damn.
That's hilarious.
But thank you guys for coming on the podcast. Like, we really appreciate it. We appreciate like all the help that y'all have given us.
For sure.
Like, even starting the podcast or anything. But before we end it, I did just want to see like what tips do y'all have for people that want to start a YouTube or a podcast or like their own business. Like, what are some tips that y'all would give them?
Hire Rolling for your logo.
Yeah, y'all could get started with that. But I mean, like, just doing it, you know, like, even if you like, because y'all went all out, you know, like y'all bought like a bunch of equipment or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just researching. So it's like research the stuff.
Yeah.
Get basic shit. You don't need like the best shit, you know. And there's countless people that we've had on the podcast that will be like, I know it's nothing crazy, you know, and they'll be like, nah, y'all got it like good shit, you know.
Yeah.
All you need is the lighting, the mics, audio, video, whatever. Yeah. And other than that, just like consistency. That.
Yeah, because consistency does really like speak on y'all's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're not consistent, then how are you gonna ask somebody to come to your YouTube channel and then you post them like the next week and then don't post nothing for the next 3 weeks? Like,
yeah.
Like,
just have a plan. Like, también, like, if you, I mean, I don't know if you're asking specifically for podcasts, you know?
No, well, like for anything.
In general.
Like, yeah.
Well, since y'all have so many platforms, that's what we're saying. Like anything in general.
Like anything in general.
Just have a plan and just be consistent pretty much, honestly.
Yeah, because I know we talk about consistency a lot, but consistency does apply to everything.
Yeah.
Like, even if you want to be like an influencer on Instagram, like you have to be consistent with posting, you know, if you want to have a clothing brand. You have to keep dropping and posting. If not, people are going to unfollow and, you know.
Yeah. And don't worry about, like, the actual equipment también. So, like, whether it's an iPhone or the mics, how I was talking about, it's just, like, learn how to use them properly. And then, once you feel like you grow out of it or the consistency is there, you know, like, you're doing everything, then just, like, okay, well, let me invest a little more into a little better camera or whatever, you know. We started with 1 camera. Now we have 2. Obviously, like, shout out Javi because he bought us our 2nd camera, but now we have 4 mics, you know, like little by little we've added shit, you know.
And people do appreciate the growth and the transparency of you being with them, like, oh guys, like this is what we have, so thank y'all for supporting us right now. And then next you know, like now y'all have 4 mics, so it's like people are gonna see the growth.
One day you guys are gonna move out of here and people are gonna be like, oh shit, like they used to do it on that one wall, you know, and that girl was blending into the wall, you know, like
that girl was blending
because she was blending in,
but like,
you could barely see her.
But like now it's like, oh, it's a little more professional, or like, oh, now they have better camera quality. Like, just people love that shit, man.
Yeah, because whoever supports you is gonna support you with the growth,
no matter what.
I mean, but you're always gonna have the haters, you know. So I mean, they come with everything. So.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean,
yeah. Honestly, shout out to Rollie Vogues because he's helped us a lot.
Yeah,
we were like, crap, we don't have this. Crap, we don't have that. He's like, I got it.
Was that the camera?
I don't know.
I heard something.
But we got audio though.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, all right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week. I hope you have a really great weekend. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, share. Yeah. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.